I want to welcome everybody to the March 25th, 2026 Philadelphia Folk Song Society Board meeting. I'm calling the meeting to order. First order of business is to vote on the minutes from the last meeting. Did we get the minutes from the last meeting?
We did. I'll
We
make a
did,
motion
yes,
to
we did.
approve the minutes.
Any second?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor of approving the minutes from the last meeting, raise your hand. Any objection? I don't see any objection. So the minutes are approved. We're going to start off discussion and information with Rob, who's going to give us an update on our Gene Shay event that we had, which was wonderful, in my opinion.
Thank you, Eric. Well, thanks to 40 plus wonderful volunteers, and thanks to all the members that came, over 250 people. Thanks to Michael, who curated an incredible show and took care of the performers. And thanks to everyone. We had a wonderful event. We're going to let Eric Robbins let us know in a few moments how much money we raised, but I can tell you that it was quite a powerful event. Congratulations again to Andy and Annie. They both got standing ovations. Congratulations to the production committee of the festival. Thanks to all the presenters. And of course, Tom Paxton at the end of his performance said this was one of the greatest nights of his life. So I know it was a success on a lot of different levels, and it couldn't have happened without the support of a lot of our members and all the volunteers. Thanks again for all the marketing from Nancy and from everybody that got involved, and Cheryl and all of you. So many people, I'm going to get in trouble for not mentioning the other 50,000 that helped. But thank you. I'm seeing their faces in front of me, so that's why I said their names. And of course, our sponsors. Wow. And our ads and everybody. So thanks.
Yeah, it was a great event, and it's good having these things, especially when Tom Paxton is out there and putting on Facebook how much he enjoyed it and how much he was honored by being a part of it and being honored himself. So I thought it was a great event.
Yeah.
So then I'm going to swing over to the other Eric, who's not only going to tell us how much money we made at the Gene Shay event, but how we're doing with everything else.
Thanks, Eric. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, it was an awesome event. I just want to throw out some names to thank as well. Cami Taylor, Melissa Landez, Erin Gers, Julie Leinhauser, and Doug Herthel ran certain departments where we for the volunteers. So thanks to those guys.
And
All
Deb
right.
Halpern. Deb Halpern did a lot with the behind the scenes. Thank you to all of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sorry for anyone we miss, but all right. So the highlights of for the treasurer's report for March, we have over 515,000 in cash, over 565,000 in net assets. 105,000 of that is designated for Fest. We did receive a $34,000 bequest, and we raised at the Gene Shay event 34,000 approximately, and netted approximately 20,000. So we'll go down and we'll take a look at this. So here's the P&L for the Gene Shay event. Some of this had previously been reported to you in February as sales kicked off then. Well, sales actually kicked off in January, but here's the overall for the event. You can see 34,000 in revenue, a little bit above, 14,000 expenses, and just under 20,000 of net income. You can see the breakdown of ticket sales, 17,000, sponsorships, 10.5, and then what we raised in the lobby on silent auction program, book ad revenue, raffles, 50/50 donations, and so on. And you can see the expenses are made up of the performer payments, the performer hospitality and travel, the food cost, the venue rent, some professional fees, program book, and such. So that is the bottom line for this year's Gene Shay event. And we will look at just March in general. Some of the revenue here is part of the overall, but this is just what we realized in March. Once again, we had some ticket sales and sponsorship collections in February. But for the month of March, you can see the big thing that jumps out is that $33,901 bequest. What a bequest is an inheritance. This was from the estate of Jim Fox. We're obviously very, very thankful for this. I personally don't know Jim. I know that Trish might be speaking later, and was friends with Jim for years, so she can speak a little bit more about him. But it's donations like this that'll really help our organization, committed to trying to having sustainability in the future, trying to create an endowment pool, an investment pool that will have money to make sure that we always have our fest, that 2023 never happens again. So if any of our members can consider us that way, the way Jim Fox did, that's incredible support for us. So thank you to him. You can see we had 6,300 of festival sales. We had some of the Gene Shay revenue in March, donations and dues and interest income. I'm happy to say that the majority of our cash is in a 3% plus money market account. So we had over $1,000 of interest this month. That made me happy. Total revenue 56.8. Total expenses for the month 22.6. We had some festival expenses, normal payment to our festival director, plus a payment to our public relations for the services there. We had Gene Shay, of course, expenses for the month, and some normal PFS expenses. So we netted 34,000 this month, and at the end of the month, our balance sheet looks like this. 515,000 of cash. The 33,900 is stock investments that we have yet to liquidate. But it's an investment account for us. We have money due from Eventbrite for festival ticket sales that have not come over to us yet. And we have some remaining receivables from the 2025 fest that we're still trying to collect. So our total assets are 566,000. We have no liabilities. We're current on all our payables. So you can see that our total assets are all equity to the organization, 460,000 equity unrestricted for the organization, and 105,000 designated for Fest. Basically, that's all the revenues we've had thus far for ticket sales, plus a $10,000 grant we've received, less what we've paid out. So 105 sitting there. Festival ticket sales are still behind where we'd like them to be. So please, as always, buy your tickets and talk all your friends into coming as well. So that's the treasurer's report for this month, Eric. So back to you.
Thank you, Eric. And now would probably be a great time to point out that on April 15th, the early bird fest ticket pricing is going to end. So in order to boost the sales, to get them hopefully to where we want them to be, if you want to get the early bird pricing, because I know that sometimes we get complaints about how much we charge for these tickets, now is the time to buy them so you can buy them for less. So remember, April 15th is the deadline for that early bird pricing.
Eric, if I can just clarify, it's through midnight on April 14th.
Oh, okay.
So it's through midnight. It's 15% off of All Fest ticket, All Fest camping ticket. Our FOF tickets, Friends of Fest tickets are discounted. Our early entrance tickets are discounted, as well as our RV tickets are discounted as well.
But it's only the admissions tickets that have the discount. It's not any of the other.
Our RV tickets as well.
Yeah.
And the early admission, which is an admission, but that's bought in conjunction with a normal camping ticket.
Right.
And I guess I'm also happy to mention that our volunteer tickets also will be going on sale in April. I know a lot of people are waiting for them.
Yep. Okay. Thank you. And then to just give us an update and tell us why we want to buy those tickets, I'm going to swing over to Michael, who can give us a festival update.
Good evening, everybody. First, a subject I know that is on a lot of people's minds, given the season we now find ourselves in. We're going to be targeting our first artist announcement for Wednesday, April 8th. I've been working with Maggie Poulos of Mixtape Media, our public relations firm, on the acts to be included in this round and the press release highlights. I'm currently in the midst of executing the contracts, gathering performer assets, and signing off on all the authorizations involved so that our marketing team and the performers teams are ready to roll on April 8th. The PR strategy this year will be much the same as last. We'll be releasing artist announcements throughout this spring and summer to give press more and more reasons to continue writing and keep pushing the event consistently over the next 5 months. We will once again be presenting a folk festival preview concert with Rising Sun Presents at Bryn Mawr Twilight Concerts this year. I'm coordinating with RSP on the booking and programming, and we'll be announcing the performers once we have all the I's dotted and T's crossed, but look forward to an evening of fantastic regional artists on Friday, July 17th. Everybody save that date, please. On a similar note, I would not be too surprised if some other talented performers from this year's lineup start popping up at partner venues around town to help spread the word. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Pat Gorley and I met with Mike Nelson and Martin Guitars earlier this month about their continued support of the festival. We brainstormed some fresh ideas on how our organizations can work together in the future, and I think that it was a good and productive meeting. Pat's been hard at work on obtaining other sponsors as well, and we'll be on site to ensure that they have what they need once on the farm. And Mason is currently reviewing and securing food and beverage vendors. Also had her first meeting with the health department to get things started for this year. The music. We'll be planning another Friday showcase for our MAC members and utilizing others throughout the weekend. Rob Kutzik has delivered the MAC artist submissions for 2026. I'll begin reviewing those applications shortly and reaching out with offers over the next month or so. Booking and programming as a whole will continue throughout the spring. It's been and will continue to be a very busy time. But things are coming along nicely. We're building a strong lineup of main stage acts and side stage presentations. I'm looking forward to sharing more as we move ahead, and I hope once the word starts getting around that you'll agree it's going to be another fantastic weekend in August. Thanks to the Erics for stealing my thunder here for my report, but I would like to reiterate that the early bird sale will continue through midnight on April 14th. Prices will increase on the 15th. So time is starting to run out, but you can still get up to 15% off those select tickets that Eric was talking about. Grab them now and tell all your friends to do the same. Similarly, the volunteer tickets will be available for purchase on the 15th. That's cost is going to be $99 through June 15th, when they will increase to the full price of $119. So get them quick. Just a quick shout out of thanks to Eric Robbins and our volunteer committee for their hard work in preparing for that launch. I think that's it. Let's quote Dennis Miller, and that is the news, and I am out of here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Michael. I'm gonna now we're gonna switch gears to the 2026 spring thing. I'm gonna call on Claire to give us the update, I think, unless Six wants to jump in or.
You're muted, Claire.
Hi, everybody. I have to, if I can share my screen.
Should be, yep, I think we can.
Okay. Now I have to
Yeah,
figure.
there it is.
Can we see it now?
Yes, it's up.
Okay. So I can't tell what it looks like from here. Welcome everybody who's interested in Spring Thing. We haven't done it in a while, and everybody missed it, so we're back.
You've got the wrong thing selected for sharing.
Let me stop share. Share screen. Now, does that shows you everything? We don't want everything. This is what we should have.
I
Yeah,
think
you want to click on the monitor one.
Display settings. All right. Well, okay. Let's try one more time. All right. We should have let me. Anyway, we're going to be.
I can share it while you talk about it if you want.
Well, I just need to know what my setting is. So window. Okay. You can see that, right?
That's it. Yeah.
All right. I'll have to wing it on the notes. Anyway, we are back for Spring Thing. It's a little different than previous years. Canadensis is booked up for now until eternity, and so most of the other camps in the area, all of them actually. We were clued into the College Settlement Camp, which is in Horsham. It is 275 acres, wooded acres in Horsham. It's 10 minutes from Willow Grove Mall. It's easy access to the PA Turnpike. 10 minutes to SEPTA Rail for anybody who's not interested in driving. There are nature trails. There's a lake. It's very family-friendly areas. Play areas for gaga, basketball, bike-friendly paths. The playground areas are lit at night. The camp layout is they have 3 villages of cabins that are, and there are 5 covered pavilions at a gazebo for music workshop. There's extra areas for, we can set up canopies. There's campfire locations. The cabins are in, there's 3 villages. There's 2 villages with 3 cabins each that are laid out as a lodge with 2 areas with bunks, a staff room, and a bath. We've got bunk beds that are upper and lower level, which cannot be separated, but you can bring extra cots and lay them out in the area. We also have several tween cabins that are fully ADA acceptable. The other cabins each have in the village has a wheelchair accessible cabin, so there's good accessibility. The camp itself is fairly compact, and it's fairly level, as in we're not going up the hill and down the hill all the time like some other areas, and everything's fairly close together. There's one of the villages that's set off a ways so that it's good for people who want to be up all night versus people who want to sleep in, who go to sleep and get up early. The dining hall is a big dining area that holds 147 people, and then there's a long enclosed porch for additional seating and food prep area. And it's a good spot for crafting and games. And Arnie Bowie's going to be helping with the sound setup. And so he and Six and Ann and I walked the grounds yesterday. And it turns out that the dining area is okay for music. So we're maybe setting up our stage there.
He said he can work with it, so we're confident that we'll have a good stage.
I'm sorry?
Ernie said he can work with it. He went in and checked out the facility. And there are flags and stuff now that didn't used to be there, so the acoustics are better. And he's confident that he can put on a good show there. So that's what our plan is to do it in the dining hall.
All right, thank you. One change is that we are not able to use the kitchen space there. We can still have our Friday night potluck dinner, which is always one of my favorite parts. The Saturday and Sunday food is going to be brought in from George's Market in Dreshertown. It looks like they have fabulous food there. The spring thing weekend is going to be a little shorter. It's going to be 5 o'clock arrival on Friday, and Sunday wrapping up by 5 o'clock. So there's going to be workshops, there's going to be open mics, there's going to be campfires Friday and Saturday. Since we're all kind of leaving a little early on Sunday, we wanted to have an opportunity for everybody to get together and have one nice big group sing. So it gives everybody a chance to, I don't know, this goes back to when I was doing my Unitarian youth group, and you'd have a big friendship circle at the end of the day. Gives everybody a chance to get together one more time. And we are going to have volunteer shifts as usual. When we set out the volunteer interest survey, we got a lot of really good responses. A lot of people are very interested in setting up workshops. So when people register, there'll be a chance to confirm that they want to lead a workshop, give us a couple of choices. And by the time we get everything put together, we'll get back and assemble a schedule. And where's basic pricing here? There's going to be early bird pricing until April 30th. Some more up until the day before, and we're hoping, and then there's going to be some walk-in. We have pricing here for the full weekend, and then for people who just want to come during the day, they can do that. And if you have any further questions about this, spring thing at pfs.org is where you can email. Annie's our admin, and we'll be taking care of that. Yes, thank you, Annie. Part of what we can also have tents and RVs. So there is limited cabin space. There's fewer, there's about 150, 170 spaces for cabins, but we do have space for tents and small to mid-size RVs. There will be more information going out about this in the next few days. And now, if you have any questions, we can go through and answer questions if people have them.
Why don't we hold
Yeah,
off on questions until the end of the meeting? And
Perfect.
People have them then.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Thanks, Claire. Appreciate and I appreciate what everybody's doing to bring this back. All right. Next up, we're going to go back to Rob for our development report.
Thank you, Eric. Yes. As Michael mentioned, the festival sponsorships are under festival leadership now, and Pat Gorley's doing a great job there. I'm there as a resource, but they're well on their way. The other festival fundraising having to do with ads, we'll still be working with directly. Outside of the festival, the RD for the PFS will be, obviously our event is now over. We will be having a small fundraiser in the fall that'll be for local artists you'll hear more about that. There will also be some work being done leading up to the festival having to do with our Friendathon again. That worked out really well. We are considering the possibility of auctioning a very nice guitar. We haven't discussed that yet. I have to get back in touch with Erin on that, but we had an incredible donation at the Gene Shay event that didn't quite get sold then, but we think there's an opportunity there. And there's also now a new grants subcommittee. We have a grants subcommittee led by Rob Amsterdam. We have a number of great people on that committee, including Judith Herbst and Irene Lembrow and Annie Stevenson. And we're basically moving along there thanks to Rob and that team. We think that we'll be getting some grants out this year. And I also want to thank Jeanette Perlswig, who is helping with sponsorships that are getting submitted like grants. So that's what's happening in fundraising right now. There are some individual donors we're looking at. We do want to say that we are now very close to being able to present endowment, a basic general approach, and we would like everyone to begin to think about planned giving. Even if you're only 25 years old, it's a good time to think about it. But particularly if you're a little older, if you have any questions about it, you can email me. We now are getting ready for that, and you'll be seeing more information on that soon.
Rob, can you just mention what planned giving is?
Sure. Planned giving is the opportunity to either put in your will ahead of time a percentage of your estate or just a particular amount. Percentage is recommended, but whatever you want to do, or you don't have to die for it. You can actually do planned giving and still live. You can do planned giving. It can be part of your retirement accounts. And I'm not an expert in taxes. I could let Eric, either of the Erics who are experts in taxes, present a little bit more fluently. But my role would be to make sure that you know this is available, that you are thanked properly, and that you just get your needs met. As far as the actual finances, either of you Erics would like to give some more information, I appreciate it. And I know Charlie Miller's been helping too on this.
Yeah. One thing, and actually I just talked to a client about this. PFS is not on his list of giving, but but if people have a fair amount that they feel that they're not going to use during their lifetime, that they don't necessarily want to pass it on to kids who won't appreciate it anyway, basically you could do a charitable remainder trust, something like that. So you fund a trust with assets that you have. You get to draw a certain percentage every year from that, but you get a current tax deduction. So there's a lot of people that might not itemize because they just don't have enough going on to itemize. You could kind of front load one of these charitable remainder trusts, get a current tax deduction, have money coming in, and then the remainder of that trust goes to the charity, like the Philadelphia Folk Song Society. So we don't get it right away, but it's something that would be extremely helpful to the society if you're in that situation. So if you have something, reach out, or if you know somebody who has a fair amount of money where you think that they want to get a current tax deduction and leave money to the society, we can kind of go through the steps to do that.
Right, and I'll just add, point out what Eric said in that type of trust, or an annuity is another way to do it. You can set up that way. You can still live off your own money, and then the charity just gets the remainder. That's why it's called a remainder trust. So for people who are unsure, hey, yeah, they have a pool of money, but they still don't know how long they're going to live, you still get to draw off of that while you're living, and then we get the remainder. So.
All right. So now that we've given the estate planning lesson, we'll move on to our membership report with Erin.
Hey everybody, we had a good month, I think, last month for membership. So last month, February, we were at 853. We had 8 people that expired, and then 33 that were either new or renewing their membership, so we're up to 878. Sorry, I couldn't read my own handwriting. So currently at 878, so still trying to get that up a bit, but doing pretty good, I think.
Okay. Thank you, Erin. And we're going to go next to, is Trish here? to do an archives
I'm here.
update? Hey, Trish.
Hey, so I want to do an archives update and let you know that there's some cool stuff out there in the archives. I moved on this month to 1973, which was a very fun year. And it's not complete. I don't have all the main stage recordings, but I have enough of them that I can tell you that we have Kate McGarrigle and Loudon Wainwright III singing a duet to their 6-week-old baby, who's right there in the campsite or maybe on stage, named Rufus. Murray McLaughlin, Sippy Wallace, and Victoria Spivey. Some of their last performances were on stage at the Philadelphia Folk Festival. They were both great performances that are in the archives. And Bonnie Raitt was right there enjoying every single second and just worshiping at the altar of her blues heroes the whole weekend. There was Steve Goodman singing songs that are not out there. Like if you look in Clay Eales's book, these songs are not out there, and he sang them in 1973. And I just discovered them this past week, and I'll be letting Clay know. And Tony Trischka playing the pedal steel, which was amazing, but we don't hear him do that too much anymore. Alhaji Bai Kante just kind of dropped in from Gambia. He was on the tour. He had been at Newport, and then he played a little set in Philly unexpectedly on the main stage. That was great. And Sonny Terry and Brownie McGee and Jim Croce. So, like, the archives is full of stuff that you guys are all just going to love hearing eventually. And I can't wait until that happens. And believe me, I am pushing these guys that are on the board to try and make that happen as soon as possible. Trust me there. So the other thing I want to tell you about is a little bit about the planned giving and the fact that Jim Fox, who was our archives chair and our archives champion for every year since he joined the society in probably 1982, then he took over the archives in 1985 and was just a brilliant leader and a great cheerleader for our group. He referred to the Folk Song Society for his whole life as the society, like it was part of him. And he donated more equipment, more tape decks and more headphones and more whatever it was that was needed. Like he wasn't going to the board to look for somebody to give him the money to buy stuff. He kind of went out and bought it on his own, and he was determined. He was totally dedicated to the aims and goals of the Folk Song Society. He had some issues in the interim years with some of the people who were in charge, but in the end, when he died, he left a major portion of his estate to the Folk Song Society, or as he always called it, the Society. And that's really important, because if this has been something that's been important to you for your whole life, and you really want to make sure that your legacy includes something that you leave to this group, I couldn't encourage you more to try and consider that and put it into your will or into your wishes, and make sure that that happens. So I'll be getting in touch with Jim's sister Charlene, who was heading up the whole Fox family effort to get this this part of Jim's estate donated, and to let her know how much we appreciate it and how much we would love to see them on the farm this year so that we can thank them in person. So there we go. There's the archives update.
Thank you, Trish. I appreciate that. And again, some of these donations, like if we get enough of it, I know that Andy had talked about during his acceptance speech for his award, how, we're not just the festival, we're all these other programs, and we have to start doing all these other programs that are, and we're part of the society. Some of that costs money, and if we want to bring back things like the Odyssey program and so forth, donations like this or creating an endowment are going to help us do that. I am going to throw it over to Mara to give us an update on our musical artist cooperative.
Thank you. I'm going to start off with just giving a brief update on the open mic and new releases. Then I'm going to turn it over to Chris Moreno to talk about the upcoming shows for April. So let me just do a quick screen share. Hang on one second and get to the right place. Yeah. All right, everyone see that? Can everyone
Yes.
see that? Great, terrific. Okay, so we continue with our virtual open mic, which is on the third Wednesday of each month from 7 to 9:30 p.m. Brian Huff has taken over from Tom Cooney. We introduced him last month. Our April date is the 15th. Our May date is the 20th. I will be putting a link in the chat with the sign-up link and my email address if some folks have trouble with the sign-up. Our in-person open mic is coinciding with our monthly free performance at the Keswick Annex, which is Ben Chandler and Kate Gaffney in April 21st. If you're interested in coming out to do the open mic, show up around 6:30, 6:45 to sign up there. And the open mic is just after the performances. And you can also contact Rob if you have questions about that. We have 3 members with new releases this month. Avi Wisnia has a single called Pass Over. Christine Winchester has a single called Snow Moonlight. And we have Matthew Gordon with Winter Ball. So those are our new releases. I'm going to stop my screen sharing and I will put some of that information in the chat. And I will mention that I did a lot of marketing for the Jean Shay event. So
I wanted to mention that too, more than a lot. She probably posted about 100 posts. And if I could just break in, I want to thank MAC for their support of the event. We had more than 24 MAC members there, of which many volunteered. And again, Maura, the amount of social media that she does for not only MAC, but the time that we had a MAC blackout for this event was extraordinary. Thank you, Maura.
You're welcome. I'm turning it over to Chris to talk about our upcoming April shows.
Hi, good evening, everyone. These are the shows that PFS MAC has put together for April. At the Warehouse 3 in Swarthmore, we have Luca Diodol and Ken Ulancy and Fifth Chappelle in the World Music Duo. At Naked Brewing on the Thursday the 16th, Mindy Murray is starting a new series at Naked Brewing. This is going to be a curated folk music session. What we're going to do is have a featured MAC performer, and then Mindy is actually pulling together a number of performers after that she will curate for this. This may be MAC members, maybe other local artists. We're trying to build a big following in the Bristol area. There is no real other outlet for music right there in Bristol downtown. So Naked Brewing is really happy with us hoping to open up this to the community and try to draw more people in. It also makes a better awareness for what PFS and MAC are doing together. On Saturday, the 18th of April, we are doing an afternoon show at the Mount Airy Arts Garage. This is new for this year too. We've had several members mention that they'd like to see something in the afternoon instead of the evening. So we're launching an afternoon series at the Mount Airy Arts Garage. If you've been there, it's a really nice place. Lots of room, and this as the beginning will be featuring Front Porch Swing. This is a duo that actually was at the open mic last night at the Keswick, and they are also new members of the MAC this year. So that duo will also be paired with Alex Radis. At the Keswick Annex, as Mara mentioned, on Tuesday the 21st, it'll be Ben Chandler and Kate Gaffney together as the featured act for the open mic. And then again, please come out. I was glad to be out there last night and see how many performers come that are both associated to PFS and just in the general area. And we had quite a variety of folks there of all different age groups, capabilities. And it was a great night, packed room, definitely worth coming by, even if you're not planning to play or sing yourself. The big one actually in April that we really want to talk about is on Thursday, the 23rd. This is at the Falzer Club, and we've launched a new series for this too. Instead of doing a featured act, we're putting together a theme night. And what we're doing for this theme night is Voices for Democracy. I can't think of a better time to use folk music to raise the voices up and talk about what's going on. We will have 16 different artists that will be taking turns playing voice 2 songs each that is songs about protest, about democracy, about voice, about having a responsibility to get out there and be something in the world. So please come out for this. This is a great opportunity to show what folk music really does as the voice of the people. We'd like to see you out there. And going forward, we're going to issue a promo code for anything that's advanced ticket sales. So in the past, we've often listed that there's a door price, and then there's a PFS price, and then there's a MAC price. What we're instituting is the same thing that everybody else does around the world. They issue a promo code to their members. So the promo code for this event is PFS MAC 26. Make sure that goes out in the email. Mara's going to make sure it's out in the tune-up as well. But just like you have a promo code for buying Folk Fest tickets for MAC events where there's a ticketed show, we will have a promo code too. That'll get you a reduced price as both a PFS member or a MAC member. So I hope you all come out to these shows. It'd be great to see everybody. We had a nice turnout at Steel City a couple weeks ago. We always have a great turnout at the open mics. We'd love to see you visit all the venues if you could.
Chris, what will be the ticket price? What will be the ticket price with that promo code?
With the promo code, we're actually lowering the PFS member price to $10. So PFS members and MAC members will be just $10 to get into these events.
Chris, there's a typo on the third line of the heading.
What's that?
It says third day.
Thank you for catching that.
You got a month to fix it.
Yep. Okay. But yes, like I said, we're happy to be able to lower the price for PFS members to come out, and looking for everybody's participation at this event. It's if you've never been to the Falls Club, there's not a better time to come out than on April 23rd. All right.
Thank you, Chris and Mara. I'm going to sort of add one other thing that's somewhat MAC related, somewhat not MAC related, but and I'm going to put Julie Linehauser on the spot too. She doesn't know about this, but we discussed it. So we're going to have a Philadelphia Folk Song Society night at the Phillies on June 15th. And I've been talking with people in the Phillies, and we're actually going to have 2 MAC artists who are going to be playing on the Phillies third base plaza inside the stadium on June 15th from 4:40 to 6:10 p.m. It's going to be Max Davey and Edge Hill Rounders are going to play. And then we're going to do basically try to do a group night so we can all buy tickets and so forth. And Julie, if I'm not mistaken, you have somebody that you know in group sales at the Phillies that we can use to set that up. Right? Yeah, and she's shaking.
I do, yes. Okay, I'll reach out to him. Let's talk offline, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk offline.
Surprise.
But surprise, so we can come out, support our MAC artists who are going to be playing at the stadium. I am hoping that we can do this as sort of like a yearly thing. It's just that we have Max Davey and Edge Hill Rounders are going to be the first ones up to do that. I also am going to somewhat kind of surprise Rob and maybe Michael about maybe doing an announcement about Jamie's if you want to.
It's up to Michael, whoever wants to announce it, and Julie's involved a bit as well, yeah. But she doesn't know the details probably as much as Michael or myself.
Yeah, I think, Rob, you probably know a little bit more of the details, and I think Michael's going to be doing the booking, but he's thinking that the board should announce sort of that what we're doing.
So, yes, Jamie's House of Music, as you know, we have a lot of different venues involved in the area with us now, but Jamie's House of Music made a special request to have a special PFS night. And Michael really helped shepherd this along and really thought it through that it would be, we have all these wonderful, artists with Mac. We want to do something a little different here. So these are going to be nights only 4 times a year where we're going to have artists, some of whom may be national artists, some very well established regional artists that are going to perform. It'll be a PFS folk night. It'll be, we believe it's going to be hosted by Ian Zoller. That hasn't been firmed up yet, actually, but that's the thought. It would be folk Thursday, second Thursday folks at Jamie's House of Music. And we know that the performers are going to be top-notch, as Michael is going to be booking them. There'll also be more folk music going on Tuesdays that PFS will not be involved in, but that's a great thing that Jamie's now doing to get more folk involved. So you're going to hear a lot about these shows. We'll be promoting them a lot. And again, it's just another opportunity for PFS members to come out and see local music, as well as now national artists.
Yeah, and I'm going to point out that we are underwriting this event. It's not like we are part of it. Michael's kind of helping Jamie put this on, but it is not strictly our event. We're underwriting the event and then promoting it.
And I want to thank Julie in advance as well. Julie is our partnership person, and this will fall into some of her wheelhouse in terms of just making sure that it gets the information gets to where it needs to go. But we'll be supporting her as well.
Which is a great lead-in to call on Julie to give us our community outreach and partnership report.
Hey everyone, happy almost April. I'm going to share my screen, and I am stealing this idea from Jess from last month when I was away. I just let ChatGPT do the work for me. So some upcoming shows, and apologies for some of the weird AI-ness of this graphic. So we've got some great shows coming up in April. Chris Thiele's playing at the Keswick on April 6th. We do have tickets to give away to that. We have a discount from RSP to Pfaffman of Green Sky Bluegrass. He's playing at the Ardmore with Andy Dunningham of the Little Smokies. April 9th, Reverend Horton Heat and Black Joe Lewis at the Keswick. Again, free tickets to give away to that. We've got a Bob Weir tribute on the 11th at ST94, aka the Sellersville Theater. Again, discounts to the David Wax Museum and Lowland Hund. Lucy Kaplansky, who's playing at the Falzer Club on the 17th. And we also have discounts to Tempest. For those of you with littles, we have a free ticket giveaway to Trout Fishing in America at the Sellersville. That is a Sunday afternoon show, so it promises to be a really great time. We've got a pair of tickets to give away to that. And then fresh out of Fest, I think it was last year, Allison Brown, April 23rd, again at the Sellersville. And we have a pair of tickets to give away to that. So keep your eye out for the tune-up. Should be coming out this week. And we will have all of those links for ticket giveaways in there. Thanks again to Sellersville Theater, the Keswick, and to RSP again for their partnership. That's what I got.
All right. Thank you, Julie. I appreciate the update. That is all we have in terms of what we're presenting, but now is time for questions. If anybody has any questions for the board.
And can I add one more thing just about that partnership update?
We have one more update to the partnership.
Thank you, Julie. That was an awesome graphic, by the way. One other point that I want to mention is that there are many members that have helped with outreach efforts regarding Folk Song Society and the festival. And so stay tuned, because we will again have some flyers that you can help distribute, business cards, and etc. Regarding just getting the word out. Again, more information to come, but thank you so much to Julie for helping set up those partnership opportunities and great events where we have folks tabling. So there's really no help that's too big or too small. If you want to get involved, please let us know. There's an email, societyoutreach@folkfest.org, where you can always email and we will get back to you. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Jess. So does anybody have any questions? If you do, raise your hand. Dave, you're up first.
Thanks, Eric. Could we get an update on progress on the members area for the website?
I will give you the update that I know. It is something that we have just talked about recently, as to what we need to do that. We talked about that a little bit before the meeting. I think we need, our webmaster to sort of tell us what he needs, to be able to make it functional. But we aren't there yet. And I think it's more of a, um, getting everybody the resources they need to make it happen.
Right, I raised that in part because I was looking at the bylaws and realized that there are certain items that we're supposed to have out there accessible to members.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah.
Thanks.
I don't know, Jeanette and or Steve or both.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you.
Yeah, we have a question for Claire.
Yeah.
So we noticed that the menu for spring thing had like pasta salads for dinner on Saturday and pizza Saturday night. We have dairy. Dairy makes us very sick.
Neither of us,
And
but I think there's other people that
with
have
with
dietary
food allergies.
restrictions
Yeah.
too.
Will there be other options than those?
The caterer has a fairly wide, has a pretty extensive menu. So if we get enough notice ahead of time and we can say this is something where we'll have to have options for it, we'll be able to handle that.
Okay. Do you think maybe like for the registration there might be a place for food allergies or food or limitations, something like that, or?
Yeah, we'll have to include it, dietary specific concerns or some dietary restrictions.
That would be
That's
great.
Thank you, Claire.
Thanks very much.
All right, thanks, Eric. Thanks, Claire.
Okay. Julie, you had your hand up and then.
I did, yeah. One thing I forgot to mention, that Chris Thiele show on April 6th, Keswick is also giving us a 50% discount for members. I did put both links in the chat with the contest and the ticket link. So if you're interested, that'll be in the tune-up as well. You can grab tickets to that at a fairly decent discount.
Cool. Thanks. That is a good discount. Anybody else have any questions? You want to raise your hand? Okay, Chris.
Hey, I just want to tell everybody that when they go to the Falzer Club and purchase tickets, you can put in that PFS MAC 26 code. It will price the tickets at $10. The screen will still say 20, but when you go into the checkout, it will actually lower to 10. So I didn't want anybody to be confused about that.
And when you to the show, if you're not buying tickets in advance, just identify yourselves at the door.
Yep.
It's a member.
Chris, promo codes are often case sensitive. Can you give out that code again and let them know?
Yes, it's in the
exactly?
chat, and it is all in caps. PFS MAC 26.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Anybody else? No? All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming to our March meeting. For me, it's March Madness because it's tax season. So after I get off this call, I'm going to do taxes until 2:00 in the morning. Yay. So, if the board wants to stick around, Julie Linehauser, if you want to stick around, I'll kind of talk to you a little bit about the Phillies thing. And thanks everybody for coming. That ends our meeting.